Good morning, everyone. From time to time, but certainly not as often as I should, I might find myself reading the sermons of John Wesley. Some people, it has to be said, might be tempted to read them if they are struggling to get to sleep at night. And it is true that his sermons are very long and full of dense thought and argument. And if you were to read one in church, it might keep you occupied for a good 2 or 3 hours. But still they are very well worth looking at and reflecting on. And in fact, forget everything I've just said a moment ago, because they are very readable and inspiring and full of wisdom. They are filled with biblical references, and they are the result of many, many years of reflection and prayer. I have many favourites, but I have to say that one of my most favourites of all is the one entitled Catholic Spirit. Catholic as in everyone, all people, rather than simply our Roman Catholic friends. In the original 18th century language, these sermons can be perhaps a little challenging, although they are worth persevering with, and particularly this one. It starts with some words from the Old Testament. And when he departed from there, he met Jehonadab, the son of Rechab, coming to meet him, and he greeted him and said to him, "Is your heart true to my heart, as mine is to yours?" And Jehonadab answered, "It is." Jehu said, "If it is, give me your hand." Perhaps a slightly obscure few verses from the second book of Kings. But it's what's contained within it which is really important. Whatever else I remember about this sermon, I will always remember these words. Is your heart true to my heart, as mine is to yours? At the heart of this sermon is a conviction that there are some things that matter perhaps more than others. We might see differences in the ways that we worship or how we practice our faith, differences perhaps in the shape and the structure of our churches. But what really matters more than anything else, and we discover this very much in these few verses, what is more important than anything is love, loving each other. Are our hearts truly joined? Wesley asks us. If we love each other, with all of our differences, with all of our views and our differing opinions, then we're not doing so badly, really. The Catholic Spirit, this sermon, this invitation from John Wesley, is a way of living that embraces all people, neighbour and stranger, friend and enemy. And what Wesley is saying is this: don't let the little things, the trivial things, get in the way of what we are about as people of God. What really matters is God's love for us and our love for one another. How important that is in our climate today. For many of us, life might seem even busier than ever before. Even with lockdown just beginning to ease, perhaps, after a long time in what we might describe as the wilderness, we are beginning to enter a new world, and a very different world. That wilderness experience of not so long ago was a mixed blessing. It was a place of empty motorways, closed shops, workers being furloughed, schools not open except for the children of key workers, a virus that took hold and continues to inflict its damage on individuals and on all parts of society. And yet at the same time, I remember that brief period of quiet and peace. I remember being able to hear the birds singing. There was little or no traffic. And I can remember as well, standing at the end of the house, at the end of the drive, clapping the incredible dedication of NHS workers up and down the country. So it was, and still is, a time of mixed blessings, good and bad. And it's in this context that the Catholic spirit plays its part, because we are all called, each one of us, in these still very strange times, to work for respect and tolerance and community and love of neighbour and hospitality to the stranger. All of us, whoever we are, carry a responsibility. The responsibility of speaking and acting for healing, for reconciliation, and for encouraging mutual respect. Wesley quoted the words, "Give me your hand." And even if we can't do that physically just yet, we can still hold each other's hands in prayer and in support and encouragement. We can send a message of love. We can make a phone call. We can take someone for a socially distanced walk in the park, perhaps. We can do so many things to show our Catholic spirit, our connection, our love for one another. John Wesley concluded his sermon with these words: "Keep an even pace, rooted in the faith once delivered to the saints, and grounded in love, in true Catholic love, till you are swallowed up in love, forever and ever."
Gathered in the love of Christ, we are one in the family of God. We are the dwelling place that love has made. We are formed to be